This is ignorant. This is uncalled for. This is the worst thing I could ever imagine. And I'm sure God in heaven's going, this is not what I planned. We all got the same organs. Our bones are the same color. If you look at a black person's bones, they ain't black, they're white. Mexican, Chinese, they're all white. But yet we're listening to these politicians in the White House and in the state, and we're allowing them to dictate to us what's right and what's wrong. Come on, people. Y'all got a brain. Use it. Think about what I'm saying. I mean, I've got a best friend. I call her Kiki. And she's black. Black as an ace of spades. But you know what? Love her to death. And when we're in town, we see each other. And we'll stop and we'll talk. You got white people looking at us and black people looking at us like, what are they doing talking to each other? Why are they doing being friends? Well, you know what? It ain't none of your business. Because we're not racist. See, the thing is racism starts at home. And when you put a stop at it at home, then you're going to get rid of it. Yeah. And you have to. We have to live in this world together. We have to work in this world together. We have to socialize in this world together. And it's time to put this racism behind us. It's time for us to live a life of God-like. It's time for us to stop allowing the government to dictate to us what's what. I mean, I get it. We have the Constitution of the United States. And that is the law of the land. And no state can make any laws that infringes on the Constitution. Okay? Understood. Because Arkansas tried that and got in trouble. Not once, not twice, 3 times, and they're now trying the 4th. Yeah, Arkansas is stupid. So, I'm not talking about that part. What I'm talking about is we listen to what congressmen and congresswomen have to say. And the thing is we don't listen to ourselves. And that's where the problem comes in. You can't always go by what the House and Representatives say. I mean, I'm not saying I'm anti-government. I'm not. Sorry, I am. Sucking on peppermint. What I'm saying is we need to take what they say, break it down, and analyze it. Look at it from every angle. Okay? I mean, I don't know if y'all knew this. The rebel flag. People in Mississippi are throwing a hissy fit over the rebel flag. And it all got started because of a congressman. He felt offended by the rebel flag. Why? Because he believed that it represented racism. What this man didn't know is the rebel flag was actually made by a black man. Seriously. A black man made the rebel flag. Did y'all know that? I bet y'all didn't. Okay. And then now it's going around that Abraham Lincoln was a rapist. A racist. Abraham Lincoln was not a racist. And I'm not saying this because I'm a white person. I'm saying this because I learned it in college. He believes that all people, whites, blacks, every nationality, every race, every gender that lived in America should be treated equally. He did not believe in racism at all. But it's going around, oh, Abraham Lincoln was a racist. No, he wasn't. But people don't want to hear that. Why? Oh, why not? Think about it. It's a positive, not a negative. And people would rather hear a negative than a positive. So, you got that to think about. And then you have, let's really get this good. Okay. If you really, really want to think about who had the worst outcome in the United States, were the Indians. We just showed up on their doorstep. We didn't knock. We didn't ask if we could come in. We didn't ask if we could stay a long time, 200 and something years. We just showed up, took their land, and sent them on their way. We had no respect for them. We thought that they were uneducated. But if it wasn't for the Indians, that first year, the settlers would have died. But does anybody ever think about them? No. Or what about the Irish community that came over here from Ireland looking for a better life? They were slaves and race. They were basically, people were racist towards them. But does anybody think about them? No, because it's always the black against the white. Yeah. If you hear about a black cop being shot, It was because of a white person. Well, I'm going to tell you a story. And this is a God honest, true story. And nothing was done to this person. Here a while back, when the pandemic hit, I had to go to the unemployment office. And I'll admit, I suffer from severe clinical depression, PTSD, and generalized anxiety disorder. Now, I had been waiting there just like everybody else, because you couldn't go inside, the unemployment office. And I finally get to go in, and the guy in there, he's a black guy, he's like, go to your car, fill this out, and bring it back. Just come on in. I'm like, okay. So that's what I did. And so I brought it back in, and he's like, man, he goes, I should have told you to fill the backside out. I'm like, oh, okay. He goes, just go to the, stand outside on the window, fill it out, and turn it back in. Yeah. And he goes, don't worry about them. I said, okay. Next thing I know is I'm being jumped by a black guy. Literally. All because I'm doing what I'm told by the guy that works in the unemployment office. And he's like, well, I guess you think because you're white you can do whatever you want. And next thing I know, he decks me, knocks me on the ground, and beats the living heck out of me. And there were over 100 people watching, and not a soul, white or black, did anything to stop it. Did the cops show up? Well, after a friend of mine showed up, who was my friend Kiki, and she pulled him off of me. She called the cops, but guess what? They never showed up. Why? Because it wasn't a white on a black. It was a black on a white. Nothing ever came of it. Not a thing. But yet you scream racism all the time. And now I'm scared to even go into that town because I'm afraid that's going to happen to me again. I don't want to try it. I don't want to attempt it. Truthfully, I'm scared to walk out my door now. Because it can happen in my own town. It happened there. It could happen here. But nothing will be done of it. And then you got white cops being cruel to African Americans. And for what? Yeah, and then you got black cops who are being cruel to white people. And for what? It's uncalled for. And what a lot of people don't realize is that people who are cops were bullied in high school. And so they get that badge so they can bully other people. And majority of your cops are crooked. And people don't want to hear that. And you're probably going, well, how do you know this? Hello, PhD, criminal justice, That's what I'm working toward.